Hi, Arturo Riera with LP Toca here at the San Jose Jazz Summerfest, and just attended the most beautiful tribute to our great friend Armando Peraza. I'm here with the great John Santos, who not only participated, but in the Bay Area in California and most of the world, he's considered one of the most knowledgeable and gifted ethnomusicologists, knowledgeable about the African diaspora and Afro-Cuban, Afro-Caribbean music, as well as Brazilian. John, what a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you, Arturo. Thank you for creating such a wonderful venue and a stage for us to pay tribute to our maestro, Armando Peraza. Quite an honor for me to be on stage with Poncho, who's an old friend, going back to 1975. And of course, Emil Richards and Pete Escovedo. Just, it was a wonderful day for me. A great honor to be part of it.
I'm going to ask you just a few questions, and the most simple one is, when did you first meet Armando Peraza?
Armando, I met, I used to be one of several teenagers who used to follow him around. We were interested in the drums, and he used to play a lot in North Beach in the club scene, and I was in high school, and we would just follow him. Sometimes we could get into those clubs. It was a little more lax back then, and sometimes not. And when we couldn't, we didn't care. We'd stand outside just to listen, and when he would come out, we'd badger him. And eventually he saw that we were sincere, and he befriended us, and we had a great friendship over the years. He was very generous with me and with many of us.
Many people talk about the lessons they've learned from Armando. What's the biggest gift that Armando gave you in terms of a legacy?
Armando showed us how to be an artist, how to be a real person first, because he was a very compassionate person. He was very generous. He's the kind of person that would always dress nice. And we walk down the street together, and always, if somebody was asking for money or asking for help, he would always stop and give some money. And our reaction to that usually is to bypass those people and continue what we're doing. And he made us think about that.
Finally, John, I appreciate the time you've given us talking about Armando, but Toca LP has many, many fans. Many of the musicians that are lovers of the music and want to learn and study. What advice would you give to someone who wants to follow in your footsteps?
Well, to do it with your heart. I'm standing on the shoulders of so many that you have to love it. You have to know that unless you really, really pay attention to it and study and give it your heart in an honest way, that it's a difficult field to be successful from an economic perspective. So nowadays, where it's so tough to make it with just pay your monthly bills, you got to really be versatile. You got to know how to read music. You got to be able to play different styles of music, and you have to respect the music as well as respect everybody that you come into contact with. I know that when I was coming up, we tended to do it because it was fun, what got us into it, and there was a big party atmosphere around it, and that's okay, but you have to be careful with that, because we know so many musicians who have fallen by the wayside because of concentrating on the party and not concentrating on the art and on the history and on the importance, the cultural role that the music plays in our community.
John, I want to thank you personally, because you and I collaborated on Armando's memorial. It was a labor of love for both of us, because we love Armando, and on all our correspondence, I always ended it the same way, and I'm going to end this interview the same way. Que viva Peraza.
Que viva Peraza. Thank you, Arturo.
Thank you, John.